Hello there, my friend Cal. I have a gift for you.
What is it?
Open your nose.
Oh, what is that?
That is oxygen. You need that to live.
Wow.
Do you want to know how I made it for you?
Yes.
Well, you will need to know about photosynthesis first. Can I explain it to you?
Yes.
Okay, let's look closer into my hand. Look, that is my best friend, chloroplast, and he is the one who made all the photosynthesis happen. Let's look closer inside. Do you see the green conveyor belts that are stacked together? Those are thylakoids. They are the first step of photosynthesis. They help me turning water to oxygen and powers for the Kelvin machine. The Kelvin machine is the second step of the photosynthesis. It turns carbon dioxide to sugar. Sugar. It's the main food that keeps me alive.
But how does it all work?
Good question, Cal. Let us go back to the first step, and I will explain it again, but in details. The thylakoid conveyor belt has two motors, photosystem 1 and 2. They are powered by the sunlight. The sunlight also split up the water molecules that are inside of the thylakoid. When the water molecules split, the electron becomes a product. The conveyor belt then moves the electron, and eventually the electrons will go into a box called NADPH. Every time when the electron passes through one of the motors, it will pump out a proton to the inside, which means that there are a lot of positive charges on the inside of the thylakoid. Those protons are going to get out from a tube called ATP sensor, and every time one of them escapes through, they are going to change into ATP. Now we have two power sources, NADPH and ATP. They are now going to the Kelvin machine and serve their purpose.
Wait, what about oxygen? Where does that come from?
Oh yeah, oxygen. I forgot about it. Sorry, I was too busy talking about all the powers, sunlight, and water. It makes me excited, you know. Anyway, when the sunlight split up the water, oxygen too was split up from it, and it becomes a waste product. The gift for you.
Oh, now I know.
But don't you want to learn more about photosynthesis and the second steps? About the Kelvin machine?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue then. When the ATP and the NADPH arrive at the machine, it acts like an energy source or an oven. The machine also has a 5-carbon molecule called RUBP, and they will combine with a 1-carbon molecule called carbon dioxide, which I don't really know where it comes from, but it's really important for the machine to work.
Oh, I know. But you can continue. I will tell you about it when you are done talking about photosynthesis.
Okay. You might be wondering how are RUBP and carbon dioxide going to combine? Well, let me tell you. There is a magic whisk that is attached to the machine called rubisco. It is the enzyme that attaches the carbon molecules together. But after they come out, they immediately broke up into 3 carbon molecules and then get heated by ATP and NADPH. Then it becomes G3P. Then some of the G3P will leave the machine and becomes... Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you really ready? It becomes sugar. Sugar, 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 sugar. Yes, I love sugar. Anyway, sorry, I got excited again. I just love sugar. Unfortunately, most of the G3P stays in the machine and gets recycled to make more of the RUBP. And that is the 2-step of photosynthesis in the chloroplast. I'm done explaining to you.
Wow, that is cool. Now can I give you a gift?
Sure, Cal.
Open your everything.
Mmm. Mmm. Yum. It tastes so familiar. It's 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 carbon dioxide.
Correct.
Where did you get it from?
From me. It's like your photosynthesis, but completely different. It's cellular respiration. Can I explain it to you?
Yes, Cal.
Let's zoom into my skin and find a cell of mine. Do you see that? That is a mitochondrion. It's kind of like your chloroplast. It's where most of the magic happens. But before we go in there, I need to explain a very important step of cellular respiration that happens outside of the mitochondrion. It is where sugar is broken down in the cytoplasm through the process called glycolysis. The cytoplasm breaks down sugar, which is a 6-carbon molecule, to 2 3-carbon molecules called pyruvate. And in the process, it also gives out 2 ATP molecules. ATP gives my body energy so that I can move. It is also the energy source for other organelles in the cell. Anyway, the 3-carbon molecule pyruvate then will go into the mitochondria and become a 2-carbon molecule called acetyl-CoA. Since it is from a 3-carbon molecule to a 2-carbon molecule, it is giving off carbon, and that carbon is carbon dioxide. The acetyl-CoA goes into the Krebs machine. The machine breaks down the 2 carbons even further, and they are given off as carbon dioxide as my gift for you. The Krebs machine also produces a little bite of ATP and some electrons and protons. All of the electrons and protons that were produced eventually will go into the 2 boxes called NAD and FAD. So then NAD and FAD will carry those protons and electrons from the sugar to the electron transport conveyor belts. Just like your conveyor belts. But instead of pumping protons in, mine pump them out. And instead of having the electrons going into a box, my electrons are attracted to the oxygen that you gave me. The molecules also attract to the protons that were delivered. Together, they make water.
But what happened to all the protons that were pumped out? And where did you get all the sugars from?
Good question. The protons will go through the ATP synthase and become ATP. It's just like your ATP synthase. That is how cellular respiration works. It uses sugar to make energy that I can use for my own food. And it makes CO2 as a gift for your photosynthesis.
Wow, Cal. I finally learned where carbon dioxide comes from. But Cal, you still didn't tell me where you get all the sugars.
Yes, about the sugar. Do you want me to show you?
Yes, please.